anything, but this is her 11th surgery since I married her. So she knows what Awi means. She was going to be here today, sink or swim, but she's not here. So you just keep praying for her. So many friends here today, and just thrilled. Is Roger sitting right here by Joe Boles. His parents were the first people that welcomed Norma and I into St. Augustine. Going to say about 28 years ago. And they've gone off to glory, and Roger's still here to represent them. It's good to have you, Roger, with us. His wife she's on the city commission, isn't she? Yeah. You better be nice to her. You're right. We know that. And glad to have Mr. Joe Boles with us. We've known each other he threw me for a curve here a few months ago, a year ago, so I was in Target. Somebody hollered, Brother Ken. I thought, who's calling me Brother Ken in Target? This guy right here. I am a brother. So we welcome you. I'm not going to read your history. You were part of it for 6 years when I was mayor. 8 years. 8 years. Bless your heart. Good to have Wendy Berger back again as our judge. We miss some of you people when you're not here, but for all the first timers, we're this thrilled. So come on, and minister will hand out these cards for the prayer altar. I'll tell you, Norma and I, that has meant so much to us, so we'll let you know more about it. Thank you, Joe. Bless you, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, and I've been blessed to be able to be in this group, speak with this group for several times, and I can remember in the past giving my testimony, talking about everything from young life to the brief time at seminary, and talking about early parts of life. And life's just been so good that everybody says, "How you doing? How you doing?" As if losing an election would hurt your heart. It doesn't really. But it's and everybody said, "Well, I'm just so sorry you worked so hard and you didn't get to make the 450th." No, I made the 450th. It's not like Moses not getting into the promised land. It's not really the same. I was glad to see that Roger's wife and others held the fort and didn't cut the budget and didn't mess any of the plans. And I got to go to all of them and had a great time. And I described it to somebody like it's like instead of being the wedding planner, I got to be the groom and just go and have fun. And that was really good. But today I just feel real upbeat, and there are a couple of things I was reading I was going to share with you because, Brother Ken and I were talking the other day because before he lets you come and speak, he has to come pray with you, make sure you're still doing all right. Cause then you want to let anybody right up front. might say something terrible, but it was kind of fun with him, and he reminded me that this is a group for professional Christians, people that are in the workplace. We've got pastors here, and we're glad to have you. And if we didn't have the pastors, we probably wouldn't have any spirituality exuding forth anyway. But those of us that are here, that are in business, that spend most of the day worried about getting work done and serving your constituents and getting this project finished and trying to fend off the calls of where's my this, where's my that, and you just can't get all of it done at once. And then you got to worry about billing and making sure you pay for the lights and all that. And, so it gets a little lost during the day. But I'm blessed in what I do because I'm an elder lawyer. I work with mostly folks over 65. And, I'm also at Rotary on Mondays, but I'll miss Rotary a good bit and I'll go in, I'll say, I just can't tell that person that, ma'am, I'm sorry your husband died. I got to get to Rotary. I mean, it's not going to come out of my mouth. So, but it's gotten this year, and I don't know whether it's when you run a contested election, there's a lot of advertising. But the only two elections I ever lost, it doubled my law practice right after. Once in once in 1990 and again this year. And so we're really busy, and we're adding staff. But that's been a delight and a joy. It hadn't been a burden. It hadn't been anything like that. And the reason is that people are aging. Our county population is getting older and older. And thank God. I mean, we all want to get there. I get people that come in all the time and say, "Oh, Mr. Boles, don't get old. Don't get old." And I go, "Well, what do you mean, honey? I should go have ribs for lunch every day? Is that what you're talking about? Quit working out?" And they go, No, I just want you to know that aging is hard. It hurts. It hurts getting out of bed. It hurts getting dressed. It hurts trying to figure out when I'm going to get to the doctor. How early should I go? How bad is the traffic? It gets really complicated. So, and I've been delighted to also have been the chairman of the board of the Council on Aging since 1998, and being able to be there when Kathy Brown came on and took that agency to where it is now. And Becky Yanni, exciting. She started out as volunteer coordinator at the Council on Aging. Now she's the executive director. And that's been a blessing. I've been able to sit there as the chairman of the board and realize that just not a whole lot of work I need to do with that kind of talent. So I'll take the love, and it's just been a wonderful association. But those of you that are Christian businessmen, there's a little book here that I read a long time ago. Seems like a long time ago. It's called Don't Worry, Make Money. And somebody gave it to me as a joke. They really did. It was like, here, it's one of those gifts you get, when you get golf jokes and stuff like that. But this was written by Richard Carlson, who is the author of the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff book. I don't know if you remember that. But I didn't read it all the way through, obviously, but I got far enough to where I got stuck on this one, and I wanted to share it with you. It's called Give, Give, Give. Many of us have heard the expression, giving is its own reward. Now, of course, we all think, oh, yeah, that's what anybody that wants anything says. Giving is its own reward. And while that is certainly true, and more than reason enough to give, there's another aspect of giving that many fail to recognize. Giving is an energy that not only helps others, but creates even more for the person who's doing the giving. Now think of that concept. It's an energy, a life force, a thing you can touch, taste, and feel that creates more for the person doing the giving than the one that's receiving. This is a natural law that is true regardless of whether the person who is giving wants or even realizes what is occurring. So it happens whether you've got your heart tuned in the right direction or not. It still happens. Money is circulation. And he puts that in quotes. Money is circulation. It needs to flow. When you are frightened, selfish, or when you hoard everything for yourself, you literally stop the circulation. You create clogged pipes, making it difficult to keep money flowing back in your direction. Any success you have is despite your lack of giving, not because of it. The way to get the flow going again is to start giving. Be generous. Pay others well. Tip your waitress that extra $1. Support several charities. Give back. Watch what happens. Things will start popping up out of nowhere. Now, I know we've all seen the sermons on TV where they talk about, God wants me to have a Cadillac, things like that, and that it's a natural law. But that's not what he's talking about here. The same dynamic is true if you want to fill your life with love or anything else worthwhile. Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. If you want more love or fun or respect or success or anything else, the way to get it is simple. Give it away. Don't worry about a thing. The universe knows what it's doing. Everything you give away will return with interest. Now, I read that because I go back through these and read them every morning, and I try to read something that's spiritually related before I get into the newspaper, because once I do that, I just got no desire. So I tried to do Jesus Calling first. Some of you read Jesus Calling, I'm sure. And if you read today's, I'm sorry if I bore you again, but it's a good one for this time of year. Because I'm already starting to think, it's been festive season for me since Halloween. I mean, honestly. When you get to buy all those little candy bars and keep them in the bag and, give one away, eat one, give one away. The festive season has begun. But in today it says, this is a time of abundance in your life. Your cup runneth over with blessings. After plodding uphill for many weeks, you're now traipsing through lush meadows drenched in warm sunshine. I want you to enjoy to the fullness this time of ease and refreshment. I delight in providing it for you. It's Jesus talking to me. Sometimes my children hesitate to receive my good gifts with open hands. Feelings of false guilt creep in. Oh, I don't need anything. Oh, you didn't have to thank me. Telling them they don't deserve to be so richly blessed. This is nonsense thinking, because no one deserves anything from me. No one deserves anything from me. My kingdom is not about earning and deserving. It's about believing and receiving. When a child of mine balks at accepting my gifts, I am deeply grieved. When you receive my abundant blessings with a grateful heart, I rejoice. My pleasure in giving and your pleasure in receiving flow together in joyous harmony. I just thought that was a good thought. And, I rarely work with notes or anything written up. I usually just stand and talk, and people have to just say, stop, stop, we got to go. But I did write this for the old City Life coming up. It's about Thanksgiving. I wanted to read it just to see how it sounded to everybody. Because it's kind of describing where I am these days. Thanksgiving's upon us, ready or not. It's almost Turkey Day. I'm always thankful for Thanksgiving Day, and I'll tell you why. I grew up as a fat boy and have struggled with my weight all of my life. But on Thanksgiving, nobody, and I mean nobody, has to feel guilt over the size of his or her plate or the number of trips to the buffet table. Amen. That wonderful, delightful, most excellent holiday is first and foremost a legal celebration of gluttony. One of the 7 deadly sins except on Thanksgiving Day. Overconsumption is not only encouraged, it is mandatory. I don't care if you weigh 350 pounds. If you don't make a good showing, your grandma's going to ask you if you're sick. Or worse, thinks you don't like her cooking. You insult Grandma's culinary skill, and the family will snub you all the way through the festive season, straight through to New Year's, and all the way to Valentine's Day, so eat up. Now, most every year at my house, we have a big group of folks, young and old. Nowadays, the youngest kid we have is 21, and we got no grandbabies yet, so that's the kind of the atmosphere. Between Jane and I, we have 6 girls, 1 boy, my mother, her mother and stepfather, my sister, my brother and his wife, their 2 kids, 1 with a girlfriend. Our kids come with 1 husband, 2 girlfriends, 2 boyfriends, and sometimes someone brings a friend who is alone at Thanksgiving. So you get the picture. It'll be 14 or 24. We never know. But no matter how many people and no matter what time we sit down, someone will always say, see if this has happened for you, let's go around the room and everyone say something that we're thankful for. Oh. And yes, it always ends in a preposition. So. Now, I have to admit that the person that does this more often is none other than yours truly. But there's a method to my madness. I will usually very self-righteously utter that dreaded phrase, and then I will pat the wrist of the person sitting next to me and say, and let's start with the person on my left and go right around the table. So I get to be last. By then, I'll have eaten my food while it's still hot. And I can jump up and head for seconds as I proclaim that what I'm truly thankful for is, in fact, seconds. Now, lest you think that I'm totally shallow, I will always have a very appropriate response as I return to the table with my seconds, with dessert first on my plate as well. It'll be something sweet and endearing like, I'm thankful that we can all be together and thankful for the closeness we feel in our hearts for the ones that can't be here. So if you need one, that's a good one. Just remember that. But this year, I'm beginning to give this a little more thought than I usually do. And it may be because I'm now 63 and beginning to see life in a little different way. With the help of my wife, Jane, who has a big family, I mean big family, that she is. She has 6 brothers and sisters of her own, who has a big family that she cares so much for that she likes to have them around as much as possible. I have no idea why. But she really, really does. Add that to the realization that my time on this earth could end at any moment, and you have a recipe for introspection and awareness of the things that really matter in life, namely family. I am lucky that Jane is truly a much better person than I am, so learning from her about the importance of family is pretty easy. She's patient and kind with my stubbornness and selfishness, and if I take her words to heart, I may actually someday become the gracious and kind person that I mistakenly think that I already am. Isn't it a preposition again? So this year, I will not only be aware of the real and true things that I'm thankful for, like my kids will actually talk to me when I call, or that my mom is 83, still has all her mental faculties. Oh, boy, does she ever. I'll also try and remember some of the things that I should have been thankful for, but didn't pay attention to at the time. My 3 sweet little daughters are all grown up now, but I can remember their little tiny selves. They'd run to the door, jump in my arms, glad for no other reason. It was just me, their daddy. God, I ain't going to get through this. No, I asked Jane, could I make it through? She said, oh, you can make it through. God. But sometimes, all I could see was the house covered in toys and clothes, and the chaos came with the little spats and tussles with each other. All I'd want at the end of my chaotic day was a little idyllic peace and quiet. What I wouldn't give for a chance to roll around on the floor with them again. Toys, dolls, cookie crumbs, and all. God, Doug. I remember you cried real bad last time you were up here. So don't be laughing at me. I should have been more thankful when my dad would stop by my office. In the last years of his life, clumping down the hall with his cane, grinning ear to ear, just to see his boy, his lawyer son, so proud. But it was always unannounced, and oftentimes there were clients want my time already scheduled and waiting. So I'd give him a little hug and step in the conference room with it. I'll stop by the house later, Dad, if I can. As I age and ache, I'm becoming more aware of the effort it took him just to get dressed and come down to see me. So I wish I'd been more thankful. I should be more thankful how well my mom has done since my dad died. When I know her heart's broken, it'll never mend. She said to me many times that she misses the hug of a big man. That's what she says when I hug her goodbye after one of my brief drive-by visits. Dear Lord, I should hug her every day. She only lives 6 blocks from the office. That's truly something to be thankful for, her closeness. I am thankful for the cell phone, which has unlimited long distance, so I can speak to anyone, anywhere, without it costing an arm and a leg. If I can just unglue myself from Sunday night football or Monday night or Thursday night. No football on Wednesday night, I want you. And just make the time, for goodness sakes. It's so easy. Just do it. I tell myself this so often, but something always gets in the way. So this year just feels different somehow. And I'm getting excited for the holidays. It's not just about the food, because I'm always excited about holiday food. No, it's something else. Maybe I can try, and you can join me too if you want, to live life that's not totally filled with time-consuming activities that seem so important and vital today, but won't mean a thing at the end of our journey. This year, I want to be thankful for, visit with, talk to, and hug the people that I want to be around my bed when I get called to glory. My family. Thank you much.
You got a prayer request up here? Hey, Brother Joel, did you learn this over at Council on Aging to write down?
Learned a lot of stuff.